The first stop, heading south on our tour of Chuckanut Drive, is Larabee State Park. This park is extra special for something that might surprise you.
Well, a lot of people don't realize that Larabee State Park is Washington State's first park.
And when was it opened?
It was donated in 1915 by Charles Xavier Larabee and his partner, Cyrus Gates.
And this is actually a pretty big park, right?
It is. It started out donated as 20 acres, which as you see here is the original 20 acres area and down by the main beach. And then the majority of the park is 2,683 acres.
Wow.
Which is on east of the freeway, most of it. So.
See, I never think about Larabee east of Chuckanut. I always think about the beach and the camping.
Yeah,
on
most
this
people
side.
don't. Yeah.
Tell us about the amphitheater.
Well, the amphitheater was built in 1944, and it was built by Pearson Construction Company. And then in the 30s, what you see here, the restrooms and the water system and the major camping area and the day use areas were installed by our first caretaker. Well, he was the second caretaker, Dave Johnson, in the 30s. So most of what you see here was put in then. So.
And this is, I know you recently went through a renovation.
We did. In '99 we had a renovation that upgraded our camping area and the entrance booth, and we put in a couple new restrooms. When you come to Larabee, you can do all sorts of things. Some of them would be crabbing and fishing and walking on our trails. Camping is a big draw. We get 25,000 campers a year here. But other things are walking on the trails, 14 miles of trails. We have 10 miles of roads. So mountain biking, people ride horses here. They just, picnicking and is a big draw.
And the beach with its tide pools.
Yeah, the beach. Tide pools are big. They're really rare because they're in the sandstone area. So
this is the sandstone that you were talking about.
It is, yeah, and this is what we call the tide pools, and people come to Larabee to visit this feature of the park specifically. At low tide and even at a tide today, you can see sea creatures that you wouldn't normally be able to see, barnacles, sea cucumbers, sea anemones, and leave what you see, but enjoy also what you see. It's your opportunity to see a little bit of the sea right here at your fingertips.
So there's 14 miles of trails in Larabee Park.
That's right.
Probably the one that has the most history attached to it is this one, right?
That's this one that we're on right now, Deb. It's called the Interurban.
Interurban.
And it's related to the turn of the century. They had an interurban trolley around 1912. And it was in service for about 17 years, and then the automobile came along and pushed it out of service in 1929.
So this used to be a thoroughfare or a lifeline between the two counties, right?
It did, yeah. The Interurban was a trolley that connected Whatcom County to Skagit County, and it ended here now, and it's now used as a multi-use trail for visitors. So Deb, I told you earlier, there's about 10 miles of roads that I want to take you on some of those and go look at a historic overlook called Cyrus Gates Overlook.
Great. And where is that located?
That is located off Chuckanut Drive.
Let's go.
All right.
To drive to the Cyrus Gates Outlook, which is, remember, in the park, we had to exit the park, head north on Chuckanut, turn onto Highline Road, and go up and up and up. This was going to be some amazing view.
Wow. I never knew this was over here.
Yeah, so Deb, this is the east side of the park, which many people don't know about. This is called Cyrus Gates Overlook. And like I mentioned earlier...
It's quite the overlook.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Like I mentioned earlier, it's 2,683 acres, so most of it exists on this side of the road, Highway 11. And you can access most of our trails here, the 14 miles of trails. Also, if you look out, you can see the San Juans in Vancouver. You can also see Bellingham Bay in the distance there. It's really pretty.
You were talking about the forest here as well. There's something unique about it.
There is something unique about it. At the turn of the century, they logged most of this area. It was barren, and they logged most of the Doug fir and the cedar. So when you look out over the forested area here, well, you see second growth, and it's really beautiful, and it's one of the reasons why state parks are really important to keep open.
You have some pretty amazing numbers of guests per year.
We do. We're open 365 days a year, barring too much rain or snow. But aside from that, we have 750,000 to 1 million visitors a year at this park.
Wow.
So.
What kind of advice can you give us to make sure that these parks stay around?
Well, because they get visited so much, it's just good to support them and come out and enjoy them. I already think they're popular because of the numbers. But yeah, just use them responsibly and come and just enjoy it and show your support.
And say hi to your friendly ranger, right?
Yeah, stop and say hi to us.